A very good morning to you, boys. It's boys and girls. It's Sunday. I'm looking in a. I still think the camera's over there. I moved it from there to there about 2 months ago now, and I still look up there for some reason. It's like looking to yourself, like talking to the wall, which is something that I enjoy doing because it never answers back. If you ever want to have a row and you know you're right, then just talk to the wall because it never answers back. Never. Good morning to you. It's Armistice Day on Sunday, the 11th of November 2018, and we remember 100 years ago today, the First World War came to an end. I was just watching the Cenotaph. That's why we're a little bit late this morning. Just watching the Cenotaph things going on there with the Queen on her balcony, laying off poppies, and of course remembering all those people that died for us 100 years ago. Of course, not exactly 100 years ago, all different times they died, 100 years ago. And of course, any of the wars since then. And we must remember those people who gave up their lives so that we have the freedom to do basically whatever we want, don't we? Don't we? We really do. So that's it. I've got my poppy on today. Very sad to see old Trump couldn't be bothered to turn up yesterday, could he? At the do in France. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing, I thought. A bit of a poor show there. And the excuse used was it was raining. Really? Really? I mean, he wants to go down one of those trenches and crawl around in the blood and the sewage that the boys used to have to do. He wants to do that for 5 minutes. That's wet. That's not wet. Anyway, awful. Dreadful. I don't understand that at all. Really don't. Never mind. All right, let's say hello to some of you this morning. First in this morning, I think it was Weird City Citizen. Yes, indeed. On the YouTube, a very good morning to you, sir. Paul Mosley in Birmingham. Morning, Joanna's there. Hello, Joanna. Nice and early today. Over on Facebook Live, MD Nider. Rob Shaggy Kershaw. I like the name, Rob. Liking the name. Good morning to you, Rob Shaggy Kershaw. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good morning, Ray. Let's have a look. Sanjana. Lots of people on the Learn English websites this morning. So good morning to you as well, Sanjana. Andres, you're lots of new people here. Jay Afreen. Good morning. Regard Hoka. Wow. Lots of people in this morning. So a very, very good morning to you, boys and girls. Welcome to our little show, which generally a little light-hearted look at what's going on. And good morning to Kelly Witt, who's just waving as well. Have you haven't had any more worms pushed through your letterbox this morning, have you? Are they okay, the worms, that is? I do hope they're all right. Don't hurt them, lovey. Don't hurt them. Put them out in the garden that they can bury their little tunnels and aerate your lawn. They can. Oh, the other thing is Trump didn't like it, did he? Did you see it on the news? When who is it, the French bloke, Macron, who I have to say is possibly one of the best-looking leader in the whole world. He's not bad looking. It's a bit on the left. A bit lefty, but we don't worry about that when they're good looking. Have you noticed that? It doesn't matter what way people sway. If they're good looking, they can get away with it. It's when you're old and decrepit, a little bit like myself. And certainly my sister. That's when it all starts going wrong and people don't listen to you anymore. Oh, he didn't like it. He didn't like it when Mr. Macron put his hand on his knee. Did you see his face? He wants to come round here. There's a lot worse happens in this house than what happened on the telly this morning. Yes, indeed. Hello to Samir. Welcome to our show this morning. And as always, gang, those of you that take the time and trouble to share the show to your walls as well, thank you very much for doing that, okay? Joanna and Paul, I'm ready for the UK theme tune. The theme with an F, dear. Are you learning English? Theme. It's Theme, not Fwem. Oh, that's shocking. That's shocking. Good morning to Blakey, who says I'm not old. Thank you, Blakey. You're not old either. You look so young. So young. So as I say, I was watching the Cenotaph this morning. Yesterday I had a little trip out. I got up. I didn't get up too late yesterday, actually. But my mate was coming round and we don't usually have time to do a show on a Saturday anymore. So Ronnie, my best mate, he wanted to go to Reading yesterday to do some bits and pieces. I wasn't really doing anything else. So I thought, yeah, I'll come along for the trip tomorrow. And first of all, we had to go to, the traffic. Oh, Christ, the traffic in Reading yesterday was a nightmare. And we worked out what it was. because eventually we know a couple of back routes so we can get around the main road. It was a bin lorry. A bin lorry. Like 11 o'clock in the morning, going, why can't they do these things at night? They used to do all these things in the middle of the night, didn't they? Bins, milkman and all that. He'd be out there at 3 o'clock in the morning, no traffic, not bothering the traffic. So this dust cart was holding up all emptying the bins on the main road. I kid you not. So we got around that. Eventually, we found somewhere to park, went into John Lewis, because Ronnie had an iron to change. He's got this steam iron, it comes with a 2-year guarantee. And as, strangely enough, what happens to most of Ronnie's stuff, it seems to die just before the guarantee runs out. And he packs it up and he takes it. I don't know where he keeps all the blooming boxes. He seems to always have the original box. Are you like that? Not me, dear. No! As soon as I've opened something, plug it in, it's working, okay. Box goes in the cardboard recycling bin. And that dreadful, I hate that polystyrene stuff, don't you? Oh, why can't they just screw up bits of paper and use that? That would be just as good as polystyrene, surely. This nasty white polystyrene stuff. And bits come off, don't they? And then you put it in the bin. Oh, it's little round white bits. Dreadful for the environment, that stuff. That polystyrene is horrendous because you can't recycle that. No, it goes in the landfill bin or ends up on someone's coastline somewhere. Have you seen some of these countries surrounded by endless amounts of plastic everywhere? Oh, it does make me laugh. I mean, they're not doing enough about this plastic stuff. They're really not. When they come along and ban the use of straws, I mean, and everyone, oh, wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, they banned the use of straws. Listen, I've just come back from Aldi. There are people walking out there with cases of 24 bottles of single-use plastic bottles water. Why on earth? No one can't, in this country, certainly in this country, you can't do it everywhere because the water's not good everywhere. In this country, drink it out of the tap. Why on earth are you wasting money on bottled water? And all these bottles are coming out in these trolleys, and that's just one shop. What do they do with all these bottles? I'll tell you what they do. They recycle some of them, and some of them go into landfill. I mean, how many times can you recycle a bottle, I wonder? So anyway, so we took the iron back. As always, the service in John Lewis is second to none. No problem at all, sir. They didn't have that model, so they changed it up. Now, remember, this is 2 years old. 2 years old, this is. Just under 2 years old. So they took the iron back. They haven't got that model anymore. So Ronnie actually went down one. Can you believe, even after having it for 2 years, right? So they gave him the new one and refunded him 30 quid difference between the old one, which was already 2 years old. So he's had 2 years use out of it. They've refunded him the £30 between that and the new one. That is blooming good. Blooming good. It won't be that easy online. I'm not saying that online companies don't refund money, but it's a lot of hassle. You must have sent back stuff to various places. I mean, even Amazon. And I have to say, I've sent stuff back to Amazon before. And you tell them there's something wrong within this. Is it a 60-day limit? I can't remember now. But you tell them there's something wrong. And then they come back to you very quickly with a little sticker, what you print out. You stick that on your box. You send it back. And actually, as soon as you drop it off at the... in my case, there's a little Asian supermarket, Star Supermarket near me. So I take my stuff in there. As soon as he's scanned it, the money's back in your account. It's ever so quick. Very, very good. But if you don't want all that hassle, remember you still got to box the damn thing up, put a label on it, put a parcel bit of brown paper around it, a little bit of tape. You don't want all that hassle, do you? Go to John Lewis. Something goes wrong, you simply ring them up and they say, yep, come in. You take it in, they give you a new one. Done. It's so easy. I can never ever fault the service in John Lewis. And you get 2 years guarantee with a lot of stuff. As standard. I think their televisions, they give you 5 years guarantee or something like that. Don't they? It's not bad at all. So when in John Lewis first, from there, we went to Apple, because now what did he change in there? Oh yeah, a phone case. Because the phone case had something wrong with the phone case. Oh my God, it was packed in there, Apple in Reading. In fact, the whole shopping centre itself in Reading was absolutely packed yesterday. Oh my God. You know, walking around and bumping into people all the time, and awful people walking outside. There's two parts of Reading. There's the nice bit, which I call the nice bit, which is like in the Oracle Centre. And there's another bit, which is kind of open. Do you know what I mean? And it's not nice people walking. You don't want to be there, really. Don't really want to be there. I don't like it there at all. And various religious groups standing outside John Lewis. One Jehovah's Witness handing out magazine. Another one, and they were going for little bells. Ting, 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 ting. Someone dancing like that in orange robes. I don't know what they were doing, dear. I thought it was an audition for the X Factor. So they were there doing their thing. And there was someone else on the end. What was that? Oh, vegans. The vegans were out. Great. Veganism, fantastic. I'm all for veganism, but some of the militant type vegan people are not too keen on that. You know, when they go around and start being aggressive to people and all that. You know, I know you have to get the message across, and I'm all for that. I'm vegetarian myself. I hate the bad treatment of animals and all that, even when they're treated well. And they still have to die if you're going to eat the blooming thing, don't they? No, so I'm vegetarian, going on vegan, hopefully at some point. But I don't believe in. There are ways to do things, and I don't believe some of them. But they were out there, and they were quite nice people. And they had a little stall out the front of John Lewis, selling the various little different things which you could sample, which is good, isn't it? So that was it. So we went into Apple again, no problem at all. The Apple staff are fantastic. There's a lot of them in there, but it was ever so busy in Apple. You know, it does make me wonder, you know, they keep going on about how poor people are. You go in Apple, and indeed the whole shopping centre was rammed in there yesterday in Reading. Absolutely rammed in that shopping centre. So I did that. Oh, they got glass lifts in John Lewis. That's quite good. You spend half an hour going up and down those glass lifts. And then as the door closed, my mate decided he was going to pass wind. Oh, dirty bastard. He could have waited at least, so I stopped it at the next level and got out. Outrageous. So that's it. Also in John Lewis, I've never seen so many coffee machines in all my life. My God, you were honestly go into any John Lewis and say, could you show me have you got any coffee machines? There are so many of them. So many of them, the varying different prices. And I just don't get it. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't like coffee. I did try, after many, many years of not having any, a cup of coffee in Subway while we were in Vegas. How can you drink that stuff? It's bitter, dear. Horrible stuff coffee. I like the smell. I love the smell. I don't like the taste. I'm a tea drinker. But you've never seen so many coffee machines that they've got in John Lewis. Endless things with all these buttons and meters on them, and you know, you put that thing on, and these machines make all sorts of bubbling, gurgling noises, and then 3 drips of coffee come out. What's all that about? Why can't you just get a cup, put a spoonful of coffee in and put your hot water on it? It's the same thing. Why are people spending, hundreds of... My mate, Sir Avraf, he's got one. He's got one of those machines, and he's got pods. Another thing, bad for the environment. Little plastic things that, I don't know, somehow he pulls open a little drawer, pushes this thing in, closes the drawer, pushes a few buttons, and then it whirs into action, doesn't it? And then 20 minutes later, he's got this tiny little thimble full of coffee. Don't understand it. My mum used to be very, very happy with a coffee, a spoonful of coffee in a cup, and that was it. She didn't have to bother about all these machines and all that going off. Anyway, it's not only coffee machines they have there. Oh, the toasters. Again, rows and rows of toasters. Red, blue, black, old-fashioned, brand new. And I think the dearest one we saw was nearly 200 quid. 200 quid for a toaster? You can go in Aldi and get one for £9.99 or Argos or anywhere like 200 quid for a toaster, please. The world's gone mad. Absolutely mad. And then, as I say, we also went into the Christmas decorations on John Lewis. They're all up. Very nice indeed. Well, I was particularly attracted by a white tree with blue lights. And it weren't... Now, what colour blue was it? It was like a light blue. Have I got anything there? Oh, I haven't changed. I meant to change that for the winter. Never mind. I've got a winter background. I'll wait for it to get a bit colder before I change that. What colour blue? Oh, I like that blue. Like, this is my back. Do you like this? This was a gift. Look, my back scratcher. Do you want me to come and scratch you a little bit? It was kind of that blue. Lovely blue tree. And also a green one. Like, again, a white tree. I think it was a white tree with green decorations. But not like a green that you were used to. Like a slightly different shade. Ever so nice, the decorations in John Lewis, I must say. And then to Apple. We were going to get, and it was like, by now it's like 2:30 in the afternoon, so we're really peckish. And I said, go on, as a treat, let's go to Five Guys. I do like the stuff in Five Guys. I like the Cajun fries. Do you like those? Oh, delicious. And I have the mushroom burger, and they have got, the milkshakes are to die for. I should bloody well think so too at the price they charge for how much the milkshake? Are they £5? I think they're a £5 for a milkshake. A £5! For a milkshake, or it might even be a tenner. I can't remember that now. But they are to die for. So we walk round the corner to Five Guys. Oh, my God. There's a queue 1.5 miles long trying to get in there. I thought, I can't be bothered with that queue. So we came out of there and we walked back to the car, past all the ghastly people and the religious groups and the vegan group that were all hanging around us. There's a bloke doing hair braiding. Oh, you don't want to go to Reading. It is horrendous. Ghastly people getting banged with her. And then there was this great big long queue, 1.5 miles long, outside Waterstones. And we thought, why are they queuing there? It's the second time we went past them. But when we went back past them the second time, the queue had got even longer. And what it was, there was someone signing books in Waterstones. Now, apparently, this bloke was a homeless person with a cat, and he wrote a book. And he managed to get it published somehow. And he's done quite well of it. And good on him. Good on it for any homeless person to get up and bloody well do something about it and try and improve themselves. He did, and it's paid off. And he apparently was in Waterstones signing books for people. And that's what they all were. And I said to my mate, why would you want to queue for 2 hours to get someone to sign a book? I don't get it. Why would you do that? Well, could you sign this? You're probably with them about 20 seconds. You can't have any more time than that. Otherwise, he'd never get through the queue. I did try and have a look in to see what he was wearing, whether he was in his authentic homeless clothes or whether he dressed up a little bit for the occasion. But there he was. I couldn't see him in there. But the queue was a mile. I don't understand that. Why? This signature, it's not going to be worth anything. You're not going to go in with your £10 book, he's going to sign it, and then it's miraculously going to be valued at 250 quid. Maybe in about 800 years' time. We won't be here then. Not me, not you, or any of your children. Well, none of us will be here then. The world would have been blown up by then. The Russians have got a new missile. They have. I've got a new missile. I saw it in the paper this morning, in the Daily Mail. Look at this. An unstoppable nuke capable of wiping out an entire city is being developed by the Russian military and will be ready next year. We can't wait. I wonder which lucky city is going to be tested out on that one, dear. Perhaps they can do it like the Eurovision Song Contest or the X Factor, where in Russia they have this TV program, around this brand new missile. And then they put a list of cities or something like that, a list of cities up there, and they ask the Russian people, okay, phone in now. Which city would you like us to test out this missile on? And all the people, I bet it'll be us. I bet it'll be us. We seem to win those things, don't we now? We seem to win bad luck a lot here in the UK. You can ring in. Oh, hello. Is that Mr. Putin? Yeah, I'd like to vote for London, please. Can we try London? This weapon's called Avangard. It can travel at 20 times the speed of sound, and it's impervious to any anti-missile systems. So we can't just... Once it's on its way, that's it, mate. Game over. According to this story. Waste of time hiding under your bed. They tell you to do that, don't they? If there's a nuclear attack, hide under your bed. Yeah, and kiss your ass goodbye, mate. You got about 10 minutes. I don't know how long that would take. If it travels at 20 times the speed of sound, I wonder how long that would take. If that was launched, I don't suppose they've got these places in Moscow, wherever they've got the missile launching place. How long does it take? How long have we got? You know, have I got time for one more cup of tea and a tub of Ben and Jerry's ice cream? Have I got... Perhaps those of you who are still young, you might have time to watch just one more porn film before you get blown up. The hypersonic glider in the Daily Mail will reportedly go into active service with the Red Banner Missile Division, which is based in South Urals. Urals. South Urals. Is that how you say it? Early next year. The weapon can strike a target anywhere on Earth like a meteorite, according to Putin. The scheduled period for placing the lead regiment on combat duty is the end. Oh, we got about a year. So we might get another Christmas in, which disappoints me, you know. I thought I could hold on to that money. Not buy any more Christmas. You've got about another 1 year before that's ready, okay? And then, as I say, that I think possibly in Russia they'll have some sort of, you know, voting system where they'll have a TV program, you know, like a reality show. And then people can vote on which country they want to, which city in which country that they want to test out their latest missile. It could be an idea for a TV program. You know, who's that? What's that company that makes all those ghastly programs? Big Brother and Love Island and dreadful television it really is. Okay, so we went then to Ask, which is a restaurant I haven't been in for a number of years, again in Reading. Italian restaurant, and we did all right in there actually. Oh yes, we ordered garlic bread to start with. Oh, that was delicious, and it was really garlicky. I mean, if you'd have come and spoke to me after that garlic bread, you would have died right in front of me through the fumes coming out of my mouth. You know, it's usually the other end. In this case, it was coming out of my mouth, the fumes of garlic. It was delicious. And it was like a pizza. It was as big as... When he brought the garlic bread out as a starter, I thought it was a pizza. I thought he'd given us the wrong thing. Lovely staff in there. Really nice staff. So that came out. Then I had spaghetti arrabbiata, which is like a really spicy, chili-y, garlicky type thing. Very, very nice. And then I had a piece of cheesecake, which was nice. And my mate, he had the garlic bread as well. He had like a chicken pasta thing. Oh, my foot hurts. Oh, my foot's still bad, you know. A chicken thing. He didn't have a pudding, and we had 3 Cokes, and that come to about £35. I thought that was very reasonable. I thought I didn't have a lot of money in my pocket. I was going to have to ask my mate to do it. And I said, well, he said, look, I've got a tenner here. I said, well, you can do the tip. He said, well, how much is it? I said, 35 quid. He said, and he starts putting the tenner back in. I said, no, give him the tenner. Oh, it's a lot of money. I said, give him the tenner. They get crap money, these people working in restaurants. Tell you what, if you ever do a job for me, I'm a very good tipper. I learnt this on my trips to America. I'm very, very good at tipping. I like to give a good tip. Not a reasonable tip, a good tip. If someone served me and I've enjoyed the experience. And that was the case yesterday. I told him, give him the tenner. He's trying to put it back in his wallet and take a £5. Give him the tenner. So eventually he handed over the tenner. His face. In America, you see, it's very different. Their base wages are even lower than they are here. You've got to tip them. Minimum of 15% in America. And so I always give a good tip like that. After that, came back here. It was about 4 o'clock, 4:15 or something like that. Had a couple of hours sleep. Went to work last night at Central Station. I was hosting, playing a few tunes and working the sound and lights for the cabaret. Bumped into my friend's Richard. Well, I say bumped in. He was doing the show. Richard, a.k.a. a drag queen known as Titty LeCamp. She was on stage, and I haven't seen him for months and months, and it was so nice to meet up with him again. And our other friend, Paul, who used to be one of the customers at the Black Cap years ago when I worked there. So it was so nice to see both of them. We had a good old chat. And I was all over and done with about 11:30, 20 to 12. Jumped in the car, come back here, had some dinner, went to bed, got up this morning. I usually cycle to church on a Sunday, but the weather forecast, it said it was going to rain all morning and most of the afternoon. Well, I got up, I had my breakfast, I'm looking outside, not a cloud in the sky. Not a... Oh, do you know what? Just a minute. I've forgotten something. Where's that mobile phone? I've just realised. Where's my texting thing? Oh, what have I done with that? I'm sure I put it in here. If you've texted anything, I won't have got that. I don't know where that's gone. Don't use the texting number today because I haven't got the phone with me. I thought I had. Where the hell it might? Oh, I don't know where that is. You can't text in today, gang. I'm sure that was there somewhere. Oh, how annoying is that? I mean, I've got your computer messages, which I'll be reading out in a moment, but no texting number. Oh, how disappointing! Can I just have a look if it's downstairs? I'm sure I put it up here. Put it in my pocket or something. Just a minute. Let me see if it's downstairs. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment, my darlings. I'll be back. I found it. 1 minute. Oh. Just a minute now. There we are. I found that now. Okay, I've got my texting number, so if you're sending any texts, I'll read those out as well. Oh dear. Where was I now? Oh yes, so it was a blue sky this morning. Not a cloud in the sky, but it said in the weather that it was going to rain, and I've done that before, you see. I've gone out and the sky's been blue, got to the church, I'm in there for about an hour, come out and it's pouring down with rain. And you've got to cycle home in the rain, which is never really a very pleasant experience. So I got the car out the garage. You know, went to church. We did some talking about the Armistice Day, some readings, the usual mass at a Catholic church. If you've ever been one, some nice hymns. And come out of there, still not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful blue sky. It wasn't even cold. At about 10 degrees when I came out of church. It was 8 when I went, so it wasn't particularly cold. I didn't even take a coat out today. Here we are now, second week in November. I still not got a coat on. Can't believe it. So I drove back, went to Aldi. I thought I'd get in Aldi, right, quite early, because they open, I think, at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I thought I'd get in there early, won't be anyone in there. Ah, how wrong can you be? It was packed in there. Couldn't get in the first car park, so I've had to go in the second car park. Gone in there, and I do small shops. I don't really do ever a big shop. I do small shops several times a week. So I've got my little plastic basket and I'm going around there. People bumping into you. Oh, God. So I've basically got the ingredients to make a lasagna in a slow cooker. Now, that's new. I haven't done that before. I might video that. I might video myself making a Quorn vegetable lasagna. My nephew's wife did that before, you see, and I thought it was delicious. She didn't like it. She actually didn't like the Quorn. She's a dead animal eater, you see. She eats dead animals. I don't eat dead animals. So I've got my vegetables, I've got some Quorn, I've got some tomato pachasa, something like that. I can't remember what it is, in cartons from a cheap shop. And I'll make that this afternoon. So I've got all that to make, paid for my stuff, come out here, watched the Cenotaph on the television, and here we are now to talk to you. So very good morning to you. If you're new to the show, a big welcome along. I don't just spend the entire show just reading out messages, because that's basically boring. It really is for the other people that haven't sent the message. But I do read messages out, and I'll come to those right now, my darlings. Let's have a look. Here we go. Good morning to Maureen, who's texted in this morning. Good morning to you, Maureen. Missed you last night, darling. Missed you last night. She's watching the show, as indeed you did Friday. I completely forgot that the phone was on Friday, so we didn't do the messages Friday, did we? Morning, Maureen. Good morning to Simon Keane, who says, reference to money. And people, we were talking about this, people that need more and more money. You know, they're never satisfied with what they've got. Business people. Doesn't matter how much they make today, they will want more tomorrow. And I just think that's a very sad life to be like that. Anyway, Simon writes, in reference to money, when you are on the breadline, have to go to food banks to feed your children, money is everything. When you're in debt and mortgaged and you get made redundant, then money is everything. Yes, but I was talking about the people who just want more and more all the time, don't they? They just want more and more all the time. And then someone commented on one of my jackets the other day. They said it was like a pair of curtains. And Simon writes, whoever said your jacket looks like Nan's curtains should pull himself together. That jacket looked like Christmas wrapping. Thank you very much. Oh, dear. Good morning to Peter in Woodall Spa, who's watching the show. He also has been watching the Remembrance Day service on Sky News. And I'm going to do the garden, clearing up a load of leaves. All right, Peter. Well, have a nice time out there. At least you won't be cold doing the leaves today, because it's actually quite a pleasant atmosphere, pleasant weather outside. It's not cold at all this morning. All right. All right. Over on Facebook, where are we now? Let's just catch up there. Scrolling back for you, my darlings. One moment. Coming back, coming home at the end of the day, where the twilight is. Here we go. Good morning to Roy Brownlow. Did you go for a nice meal? I always seem to pay for meals, unfortunately, Roy. That's just how it is. I accept that. Wasn't a date, though. Mark Jones, good morning. The water in my area really doesn't taste nice, and Rover drink bottled water and morning. Well, bottled water is just wasting your money, and it costs an arm and a leg, doesn't it? You're wasting money drinking bottled water. You don't need to taste bottled. It's you. You think it doesn't taste nice. There's nothing wrong with water at the tap. Roy says he did his mate a favour the other day, ordered 3 pairs of boots, turns out to be a scam. Oh, really? A scam? What, Chinese? What you saying there? £66. Turns out it was a Chinese scam, 15 days for refund, onto the card. Beware. Where did you find the advert, Roy? Where did you find the advert for that? Paul? Yes, he's tight as anything. Tight as anything, Paul. Morning to Stephen Lusher. Are you still DJing, Steve? It's a while since I saw you. Very good morning to Stephen Lusher on the Facebook this morning. Well, those messages are jumping around a little bit. Let's just pop over here and it'll be easier to read them over here. Roy, sod the vegans, blinking veggie and soya murderers. You see how vegetables are treated, ripped out of the ground and abused. Yeah, I bet you'd like to be treated like that, wouldn't you? Abused and ripped out of a ground somewhere. Or ripped off somewhere. Good morning to Michael Lawrence. The back of my foot is still giving me a problem, but the problem seems to have moved from one side to the other. It's not as bad as it was, so I assume it's getting better slowly. My brother-in-law is in hospital at the moment, actually. He was complaining of pain on Thursday night when we went to see that excellent film, Bohemian Rhapsody, which I highly recommend. Go and see Bohemian Rhapsody. It's really good. And he was complaining. Well, Friday morning he ends up in hospital in casualty. He's got a water infection. Water infection, very painful. Couldn't go wee properly. Little bits coming out here and there. He's gone into hospital. Apparently he's got a full bladder. Full bladder, which can't empty itself. They've tried one lot of antibiotics so far. They didn't work or do anything, but he has started to wee again a little bit. And can you just imagine that? Wanting to go wee and not being able to go. Oh, the pain! It's bad enough when you're trying to hold it in the car on the motorway, isn't it? Awful. So I don't know how he's doing it at the moment. I gather they tried new antibiotics, but I haven't heard from my sister yet. So he may be watching the show. So if he is, get well soon, Martin, okay? Do you remember the old teas maid? Said Stephen Lusher. Yes, I had one. A goblin teas maid. Oh, they were wonderful. They were a teas maid. Anyone have a teas maid? So you had this clock. You can get them on eBay. You can get brand new ones. I don't know how much they are. Someone look at the price of a teas made for us. Probably get them on, I'm sure John Lewis would have them. Probably on Amazon, anywhere like that. So these little things. See, there was a little bit of a problem with those, and I'll tell you what it was in a minute. So it was like a large clock, and on one side was a cup. And on the other side... Oh, dear. Hang on a minute. That's my mate. Fancy ringing me while I'm doing a show. Yes, dear? We are on the air at the moment to millions of people all over the world. I haven't got time to talk now, dear. I'll call you when I've finished. Is it 12:15? Oh, well, I don't know how that happened. I'm sure I started this at about 22. Gosh. Oh, I've been talking non-stop for half an hour. Never mind. Yeah, I'll be about half hour. What time do you want lunch? Sorry, Bowers. Be with you in a moment. About one. Half one, yeah. Make it half one then. Yeah. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. He's coming round for a free lunch. Oh, he likes a free meal. I never get invited round there. Honest. I'll be downstairs. As soon as I've done the show, I'll have to make chips. We don't do Sunday roasts or anything like that. Now, where was I? What was I just saying? Oh, the teas maids. Yeah, so it was like a little gadget with a clock in the middle. There was a cup on one side and a kettle on the other. And you'd fill up the kettle with water, okay? And there must have been a teapot somewhere. 1 minute. You filled up the machine with water, yes, and there was a teapot on one side and a cup on the other, okay? So this thing, and you'd set the time, and it would come on, and and the kettle would boil, and there would be a little metal pipe, right, on this kettle. You didn't pick it up and move it over; all automatic. And then as the water boiled, not hot water, and I've got a bugbear about that. There are so many places now who make tea with very hot water. No, it tastes rank. There's a lot of restaurants doing it now. You order a cup of tea and out over comes a cup of hot water and a bloody tea bag on the side, and it is rank. Horrible. Tea needs boiling water. There's various machines you can buy now that say you can. This is, tea, and you just push a button and the hot water comes out. Clue there. Hot water. Don't buy the machine. It must be boiling if you're making tea. The teas maids boil the water, and it makes little bits of noise. And in your teacup or in the kettle, we've already got tea in there, either leaves or tea bags. The water would come in there, and that was it. And your tea would be ready. Now the problem was, you had to have the milk out, right? Because the whole idea of having the teas made is that you don't have to get out of bed. So you had to have the milk ready there, out of the fridge. So sometimes it would go off. I mean, unless you use that rank powdered milk or something like that. Yeah, you've got that, or the UHT milk, which I've never really liked the taste of that. Oh, mind you, actually, the soya milk that I drink now, that doesn't have to be in the fridge, I don't think. Because, actually, yes, soya milk, it's not always in the fridge in the supermarket, is it? So that would probably be all right. But sometimes the milk would go off because, of course, the fridge is in the kitchen. You're in the bedroom and you don't want to get out of bed. That's the whole idea. But teas maids were wonderful. And yes, I had one for a while. I considered buying another one. I thought, I'm going to buy that and I won't use it. I'll use it a couple of times because I can't be eating and drinking stuff in bed. Oh, no. Maybe a glass of water on the side. How people can sit there or lie in bed and eat pizzas. I mean, when I was a kid, I suppose I had the occasional biscuit or something like that. I know a lot of people, they enjoy breakfast in bed. No. Awful. You wake up. I mean, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing I want to do is brush my bloody teeth. I'm sticking a blooming sausage and a load of beans in my mouth. I know some of you do. I mean, probably there's some people watching this programme at this very moment. You haven't been out of bed for weeks. You just sit there, you order your food, delivery boy comes up the stairs, lops it on your lap, or you order something from Amazon. I bet you haven't even been out of bed for it. And the rest of the time, you're sitting there watching the telly or playing computer games while waiting for Jeremy Corbyn to take over the country and give you money for nothing. Is that what you do? I bet you do. I can't be eating food in bed. No. And as I say, I know a lot of people enjoy breakfast in bed on a Sunday, or on Mother's Day, or Father's Day, or some special occasion, or just like normally. I don't know. Do you know, I've just found my look, it's my puppy badge from last year, which someone gave me. Isn't that camp? Look at that, isn't that great? Got this one this year. Maureen got me this. She comes along to the karaoke Mondays and some Fridays as well. And then people eat pizzas and dinner in bed as well. Oh, go to bed and have a pizza. How can you do that? It's just awful. And bits of crumbs in the sheets. Oh, no. Can't have any of that. I don't eat or drink anything in bed at all. You know, I get up and go to the kitchen like a normal person would do. So yes, I remember the teas made, Stephen. I certainly had one of those. Good morning to Alan Russell. Morning, Alan. Welcome to our little show, Alan. I see lots of people are talking to each other. Stafford's Blake, my mum's bought me the Eurythmics greatest hits. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to I love it. Love the Eurythmics and anything from the 80s. Michael says, can I give you a tip? Well, what have you done for me, Michael? You haven't done anything. You don't just give out tips willy-nilly, dear. You've got to actually do something. What are you going to do? Bring me tea? Alan says, I never got tipped protecting the public during the London riots. Well, you don't tip policemen. That's just how it is, isn't it? Just waiters. You go to America, you tip everyone in America. Absolutely, everyone. Wayne, please hold the line. Callers, your call is important to us and you will be connected to a customer services representative as soon as one becomes available. Who's doing your Saturdays at the moment if you're down the other place, Wayne? I thought you were every week down at the corner house. Is someone else covering your Saturdays or something? No, I'm not asking for me. I've got plenty I don't need any more work, thank you. But no, I just thought you would do Saturdays down there. Good morning to Gio. Welcome to Gio. I'm glad you got your glasses back, Gio. He left his glasses at the pub the other day and I gave them back to him. So there we are. Looked after him at no cost to him. Roy, my mate found an advert. Black Friday sale on internet. We should have Googled scams. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's how you got scammed. Someone sent me a little advert they saw on Facebook, actually, for jackets. And they were cheap. I got to say, talking of jackets, do you know, last year I bought a Halloween jacket and I bought it just after Halloween, so I ran out of time to wear it. This year I thought I'll wear that Halloween. I forgot. So I've now got this Halloween jacket, which now sat in a cupboard for 2 years and still no one's seen it. Morning to Katie Miller. Welcome to the show, Katie. Roy, there's no dinner for you, mate. No dinner, no pudding, nothing at all. Alan says, in winter when I make tea, I always pour boiling water in my cup and let it stand for a minute. After 1 minute, I reboil the kettle and make the tea. Yeah, people do that. They warm the pot, don't they? They warm the pot. Hello to Anthony, who's in Florida. I love Florida, Anthony. Hopefully coming back there possibly at the end of next year. I'm hoping to come to Florida at the end of next year with my niece and her family. Morning to Julian Clark. Good morning, Julian. Hello to, Ethay. I remember you from last time. I'm probably saying your name wrong again. I'm sorry. I'll try it. Ethay. Morning. He says it's freezing in sunny South Carolina this morning. I'll have to warm up a bit before I go out and murder some vegetables. Vegetable murderers are here today. Watch out for them. You'll all be in prison. YouTubers, I'll be with you in a minute, darlings. Wayne is there every week. Oh, I see. Corner House is covered by the Friday night host. Thank you, Wayne. Does Ben still do the Corner House? I don't think he does he? Please send my regards to Luke as well there. I did the karaoke myself at the Corner House for a while. Thank you, Ethay. I'm saying the name correct. I'm pleased to hear that. Excellent. Right. Let's have a look there. Let's go over onto YouTube this morning. And I see some people are with us on Periscope as well. Very good morning to you. Hello to Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Morning. Who says, I see a woman take your hand and wouldn't let it go. That happens a lot, Thomas, when I'm walking around. People want to touch an international star from the UK. That's what it is. And they do. You get used to it after a while, people touching you in various different places. In areas, I meant, not places of the body. Let's have a look. Paul says, I bet Salisbury are worried about the new Russian missile. No, they've already tried something there. You never go back twice. It'll be somewhere else, Paul. Weird City Citizen, don't eat garlic. I love garlic. In fact, if I find out you're going to come to one of my karaoke soon, Weird City Citizen, I will purposely eat a meal heavily laced with garlic before I come and talk to you. Weird City Citizen said a 15% tip is his limit. Fair enough, fair enough. Thomas says he hates war, as indeed we all do. We all do, my friend. We all do, my friend. Joanna says it's cold with snow where she is, or rather you than I hate snow. I hate snow. Thomas thought 10 quid was a bit much for a tip. It was like 35% of the bill. Yeah, I suppose so. But I'm quite generous with tips. And also, if I'm not happy, you won't get nothing. And there's been places where you won't get nothing. Usually, small portions. I can't bear going into a place and you get small portion. Oh, I hate that. There was a particular place up near Boston called the Chain. Oh God, the Chain Bridge. The Chain Bridge in Boston, where I went a couple of weeks ago, about 4, 6, 7 weeks away it goes, somewhere like that. Went up there, the meal came, the meal looked all right, but honestly, they must have counted out the chips. And they put it down in front of me. I said, well, where's the chips? Well, it's there. I said, well, there's not many there, is there? Well, that's a portion. That was the answer. Well, that's a portion. Not, oh, would you like us to get you some more? The answer was, no, that's a portion. And it was small. And it was the same. My sister was there, my brother-in-law, I think my nephew was there, and baby James. Or it might be my niece. And baby James was there. And we all had very small portions of chips. So we had the meal. Then we ordered pudding. And we waited an eternity for the bloody pudding to arrive. No tip. Absolutely no tip at all. Now, if I'd have, when I said, oh, there's not many chips there, oh, I'll put a few more on for you, you would have got a tip then, but no. How much does it cost to put a few bits of potato on someone's plate? I hate going to a restaurant and getting small portions. You won't catch me at one of those, is it cordon bleu or something like that? You know where you've got the great big plate and this little bit of food in the middle, all decorated, little 2 mouthfuls, it's gone. You got to stop at McDonald's on the way home. And yeah, even, let me tell you, sometimes I've had McDonald's chips and I thought, oh, yeah, I could do with a few more of those. I tend to have a large McDonald's chips. Or is it small, medium, large, or small, large, extra large? I have the one in the middle, whatever that is. I think it's a large one in the middle I have. And that's enough. Well, if I told you there were more chips from McDonald's than were on that plate at the Chain Bridge restaurant. Ghastly. So no tip and thank you very much. Won't be coming back there, mate. Shocking. Thomas, going to eat breakfast in bed, having the wife for a full course menu. You're not in bed, are you, mate? Fish Weir. Good morning, Fish Weir. He's in bed watching this, shouting down to his missus to bring the food up. What do you think this is? On Vaughan Live this morning. Good morning to you. Hello to Right Side Up. Yes, it's 12:30 in the afternoon. It's just coming up to here. All right. Weird Citizen's going to come and sing Rod Stewart. I tell you what, why don't you sing Do You Think I'm Sexy? Then we can all shout back no when you get to that bit in the chorus. -2 degrees is on Ontario. Well, I'm glad I'm not there, mate. Oh dear. Chips are cheap. And I don't understand. One of the things they do in some of the restaurants here now, and possibly where you are as well. They bring the chips out in this little wire basket. Or like it's like a cylinder. Have I got anything here? Oh, yeah, here we go. Look. Here is my dancing thing. We'll just stop that there. So I've had chips delivered in something like that, about that wide, okay? And it goes up like that. And they carefully insert about 6 chips. And that is classed as a portion of chips. I don't bloody well think so. I don't think so. And I am offended. I am greatly... It's a hate crime. That's what it is. It's a hate crime to give me less chips than I want. I identified... I sit there... in these days of political correct rubbish, okay, I sit there when I'm in a chip shop, when I'm in a restaurant, I am sitting there identifying as a chip repository or depository. I'm identifying as a chip depository, and if you don't feed me chips, I will not give you a tip or anything else or a good write-up. And I will talk about you on this worldwide famous, international, award-winning programme and cuss you. Chain Bridge Restaurant in Boston. Where are the bloody chips, dear? Shocking. As I say, some restaurants, they have these little baskets and they put them like that. And it's about 5 chips in there. Shocking. Shocking. It costs nothing to put a few chips on a plate. Now, completely at the other end of the scale... when we go to this delightful restaurant in Skegness. Now, I can't remember what it's called, but you go up some steps and there's like pictures of pirate type things on the wall because it overlooks the sea. You get it? So you get the kind of theme, don't you? So you go up these steps and there's always enough staff. There's always nice in there. And you order, in my case, large chips with baked beans. Out comes this little polystyrene tray. Very bad for the environment, but that's how it's done. Polystyrene cake. She loads the chips onto this thing. And then she gets the beans, pours it over the top. Thank you. Something like £2.20. And a cup of tea. Wonderful. That, my friends, is a portion of chips. And I need to take some of these people from so-called, or not even posh, so-called restaurants. For example, I need to arrange an outing, I think, and I'll pay for it. An outing from the staff and management at the Chain Bridge Restaurant in Boston to go down to Skegness and tell them how to do it. Thank you. She fills up this polystyrene tray with chips. She's shoveling it on, puts the beans over the top, plonks it down in front of you, little wooden fork. There you go, mate. Is that okay? Yes, that's a portion of chips. Bloody tight bastards on some of these restaurants. Right Side Up says blame the owner. I don't know. I think it's a part of a chain of restaurants. Some of these chains, they're just a bleeding nightmare. No wonder many of them. We've got a lot of restaurants closing now in this country. You know why? Because they don't give out enough chips. That is the reason. I'm sure it is. The reason is we are not getting enough chips. Weird City Citizen works for Hilton Hotels and our servings are minuscule. Are they really? If you ever stay at a Hilton, let me know and I'll get you a discount. Thank you. I belong to the swimming pool I belong to here in Bracknell is part of Hilton. It's a Living Well. Not bad. It's about £46 a month. I think I'll pay for that. Let's have a look. Oh, some people talking to you. Carry on and talk to each other there. That's cool. Cuss them. Give me more chips. Chips, chips, chips. Chinese restaurants give massive servings. Yeah, I don't know what the Chinese restaurants cook their chips in, but they taste different to the chips in, say, a proper English chip shop, or indeed the kebab. And if you go in a kebab shop where they come out of a plastic bag, they're not the same. You've got to go in a proper chip shop where they cut up potatoes and fry them in whatever they do. Chinese restaurant chips have got a different taste. Probably they use a different type of oil, I would guess. Do you like poutine? I don't know what that is. Fish weir. Poutine. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Snowy and overcast where you are as well, is it? Okay. Right, let's come down. Living well, that's the one. Cooking fish oil, maybe. I don't know what they cook it in. I really don't know what they cook it in, my friend, all right? Let's have a look here. Good morning to... Alan says he thinks I'd make a great weatherman or a priest. I don't know about that. I don't know that. Wayne thinks I talk in my sleep. I don't know if I talk in my sleep. I'm never awake to find out. Adrian, I thought you'd be used to getting small portions. No, if I see it's a small portion, I go elsewhere, mate. That's how it is. Let's have a look here. Good morning to Kevin Webster. Morning. I'm glad you like the sunflower. Do you know I've had this for years? I've never changed the batteries. Look at this. I love it. Walking on the sunshine. Who's this here? Someone's just texted about the boiler tomorrow. Got the boiler man coming tomorrow. He's nice. There's two of them coming. They're both. It would be either one or the other. Nice. I mean, I keep leaving gay magazines all over the tables, but they never seem to say anything. Very disappointing. the last. I'm going to share this bit of information with you now. Okay, little bit rude. Okay, the last time he was here, he was saying, "Here, mate," he said, "my girlfriend's been watching them porn films and she wants me to try some of the stuff." That's what he said. If only he knew. Hope it doesn't come across any of mine on there. There's no girls in those. Good morning to Ken Lloyd. Morning, Ken, who's in Canada. A very good morning to you. Chips and gravy. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Chips and gravy. I tend to smother mine in tomato sauce or vinegar. I'm doing Slimming World chips today. Now, I do those myself. Slimming World chips. So you put your oven on around about 220 centigrade. Don't know what that is to you. So it's quite high. If you don't do it high, what you'll find is a potato a stick. So you got your tray. Spray it with fry light or spray light, whatever it's called. Chop up your chips, lay them out equal, nicely spaced on there. Spray over the top again in the oven about 20. Oh, my foot. Oh, about 20, 25 minutes. They are absolutely delicious. You put tomato sauce. I'll be having probably baked beans on mine. Do like a baked bean or two. Alan, when I went to dinner with Onur. Oh, have you met Onur? He's a lovely bloke. What a nice chap. What a nice man. And very, very talented. Very talented. He had a massive plate of chips. It almost covered the plate. Yeah, no problem with that at all, Alan. No problem with chips covered in a plate covered in chips. Are you closing because you don't get the right portion? Absolutely. Absolutely. Chips and gravy. Right side up says you can tell you can talk in your sleep when all the pets are in your bed. Well, I used to sleep with my cats. I have no cats now. I had 3 cats at one point. One was called Tiny, then JD, and as time went on, we lost them all. I lost last cat last year, Katie. She was my mother's cat, and when my mother died, in fact, next Sunday is my mother's anniversary. 18 years next Sunday, she's gone, my mum. So we've got a mass being said for her at the church, and I'll go to the grave. So I probably won't be with you next Sunday. But I can't believe my mum's been gone 18 years now. Anyway, when she died, I took the cat in, and the cat was with us 18 years. It was 17 years. It's last year she died, and she was lovely. And I used to let her sleep with me, and my asthma got really bad, and I stopped her sleeping with me, and then I restricted her to the kitchen. It was all heated and nice. I just realised my labels. Look, I've left a label on here, 1.5. Look at these. These are from Aldi. Right, 3 pairs for £4. Look at these. Nothing wrong with these. Look at these. Brilliant. I look quite good in these, don't I? Eh? These are reading glasses. And then I restricted her to the kitchen, and the asthma got a bit better. Last year she died. And it wasn't instant, but gradually my asthma got better and better and better, and it's practically non-existent now. Hardly non-existent at all, my asthma. So it just shows you, I can't really have cats. And there's nothing better, I think, if you're on your own, it's lovely to have a pet sleep next to you. Something. Oh, it's disgusting having your pets. Oh, a load of old crap here. If you want your sleep with your pet, you sleep with your pet. It's defleed, isn't it? Has it got fleas? Of course it hasn't got fleas. You look after your pets. And my cat used to sleep so close to my face I could feel her breath on my lip. And she'd be sometimes if I was laying on my back like that, doing my impression of being dead, like that, then she might go in here, this bit here, and she would rest her head on my shoulder and go to sleep. Oh, it's just magical, really is. But after realising my asthma got really bad at one point, to the point, I'm sure if you've got asthma, it's happened to you before, where you're taking that blue puffer thing and nothing's happening. It's not working. And it was the cat. My sister's got two dogs. And I can't remain in her house very long before it starts. And there, it's really bad. Streaming eyes, sneezing, can't breathe. And the only way to do it is to leave the house. That's one of the reasons I bought a caravan up there. Because I can't stay in her house. It's terrible. I mean, really bad. Frightening, actually. Frightening, so I don't go up there anymore. Thomas says, baked beans, that's why you get bad gas. Well, possibly. My foot is still bad. Yes, it's a tendon problem. But the problem has moved from one side to the other, strangely enough. Cats are awesome. They absolutely are. I love cats. Have you ever watched any of the cat videos on YouTube? They're hilarious. And they've all got little personalities. My mate's got... now, strangely enough, my mate has got 4 cats. I don't have an asthma problem in his house. It's my sister's house, so it must be something to do with... Perhaps it's dogs rather than cats. I don't know if there's any difference in whether you would get asthma from one or the other. You would think that they both got fur, they must be the same. But I get no asthma problems at my mate's house at all. Mind you, he's really clean. Oh, Christ, he's always got the bloody Hoover out, or he's polishing something, or puffing up a chair. He's got OCD. OCD. The fire brigade were round there a couple of weeks ago putting up new smoke alarms. And no, go slightly to the side. It must be in line with that light. Slightly to the right. Oh, I wouldn't do any work for him. Never, ever be employed by my mate to do some painting or something. It's just got the OCD. Good. Let's have a look there. Kevin, what, you have dogs? Adrian says, I thought you'd be used to all those dogs working in all those clubs and bars. I hope you're not talking about my customers like that. I don't have any dogs. Beautiful people are the only people that come to my events. Thank you very much. How rude. Good morning, Christina Ewing, who's in the Netherlands having tomato soup. What about, is it tomato and basil? I love tomato and basil soup. Oh, homemade. Very nice. Oh, that's the other thing I saw in John Lewis, when they had soup makers, ice cream makers. Every gadget under the sun was in that place. Amazing, amazing. Right, I'll do today's birthdays then, because I've been rabbiting on now for an hour now, and it's time for my lunch. If you missed a show yesterday, I meant to tell you, we do shows when I'm down at my caravan in Lincolnshire. And the way I do that, it's all streamed over the 4G network. There's no wired internet connection, and it works very well. But I have to be careful of the quality and everything there, because I only had 30 gig of tethering, personal hotspot, per month. Well, I did mention this on Friday's show. I've now discovered that my phone company, 3, have removed the hotspot limit. And as I have all-you-can-eat data on the phone, that means I've now got all-you-can-eat hotspot on the phone as well, which is fantastic news. Because I was always getting really close. A couple of times I went over the limit and I had to buy more data. Not anymore. I tell you what, this 3 company are doing so well at the moment. I've got all-you-can-eat data, which includes personal hotspot or tethering, but much as I want. Okay? I've got all-you-can-eat calls, many texts as I want, £25 a month. And I get to use it in a country's list as long as your arm. I've just been to Vegas. a couple of weeks ago. I used the phone as normal there, sent up a lot of videos, as you know I do. And I got a text when I got home. And it says, wow, you would have spent nearly £2,000 in charges in that week, but it's cost you £25. How can you argue with that? Why would you want to go to any other mobile phone? None of the others do that. Have a look yourself. Fantastic how they removed the tethering limit. So now I've got unlimited tethering, personal hotspot, which is fantastic news. Ethe says, get a poodle. Ah, yeah, one of my dear friends years ago, she had a poodle. Jean Highland, her name was. I worked with her in British Telecom as a directory inquiry operator, and we got on like a house on fire. She had a poodle. She loved her poodle. Ethe says, get a poodle, hypoallergenic dog. The hair is similar to ours, so shouldn't upset you. Ah, no, that's interesting. That's interesting. But dog, some nights I'm out at work. Now, it wouldn't be fair on the dog. You've got to think of the pet as well. It's not about me. Do you know what I mean? Cats are all right. They're not bothered. Cats are not bothered. You know, as long as you put the food down, they're not worried. Not worried about you, are they, cats? Wayne says today's show is sponsored by 3. Perhaps I should have the little symbol come up in the corner as well, Wayne, to think, eh? Christina has had 3 dogs for several years. Well, Kevin Webster has also got 3 dogs as well. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Good. All right. Christina says 3 has been great for my last 4 weeks in Germany and the Netherlands. Yes, they're very, very good. Surprising, really, how bad they were when they first came out. They were really. All you can eat data. Eat means use. Yes, Thomas. Perhaps it means something else where you are. But all you can eat data means all you can use data. Yes, indeed. All right, then. Time for today's birthdays and yesterday's birthdays as well, because we weren't here yesterday. Happy birthday today to Mark Cording, 33 years old today. A bit of a karaoke legend. He's a rock singer. He does rock songs really well. He tries other songs and all that, you know, and 4 marks to anyone for trying any songs at all. But to me, he's a rock singer. He does AC/DC really well. I've suddenly got into rock music. Isn't that strange? AC/DC, Queen, Bon Jovi. I love it. I love it. Went to see the Queen film. If you've just joined us, go and see the Queen film, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's really well done. Went to see that on Thursday in Woodhall Spa. So happy birthday to Mark, 33 years old today. And he's raising money for prostate cancer. If you have a look through my friends list, find Mark Cording. You'll see you can donate if you want to. He's trying to raise 150 quid. He's got about 42 so far. So good on you, Mark. Mark Cording, happy birthday, 33 today. George Sharp Mitchell, slightly older than me. I started DJing at the same place on the gay scene. At the same place he started as well. He became, after a while, we took different routes. He became a remixer, club DJ. I became a bar DJ, and then I went on to clubs after that. He's 56-year-old, lovely chap, George Mitchell from Bonnie, Scotland. Happy birthday to you, George, all right? Linda Gold, good morning to you. 39 years old today, Linda. Happy birthday. James Lee Hardy. Looks like you spend half your life at the gym, James. It looks good. Happy birthday to James. Mary Boland, good morning. Happy birthday, Mary. Gary Moans. Happy birthday to Gary. Kit Suchak. I think I've got your name right there. A big happy birthday to you on this Sunday, the 11th of November, 2018. Yesterday's birthdays, so that's Saturday's birthdays. Roland. Happy birthday to Roland for yesterday, 31 years old today. Another one of our karaoke singers and nice singer as well. Happy birthday to you. Matt Spencer. Good morning, Matt. 37 years old yesterday. Gulliam Martia Gali. I hope I got your name right there. 39 years old yesterday. Nikki Crawford is in the house. She was 36 years old yesterday. Timothy Bucknell, 37 years also yesterday. 37 years yesterday. Ed Hall, it was his birthday yesterday. Lots yesterday. Wes Hampton, 55, a young 55 years old yesterday. Happy birthday, Wes. Ivan Hicks, you lovely chap. I hope you're doing very well. Worked with him at Belushi's for a period of time. Nice chap. Hope you're doing well, Ivan. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. Young Simon Puttock, 29 yesterday. Don't know what you're doing now, Simon. It's been a while. Happy birthday. David Laby Howes, 51 yesterday. And Mark Gonpuff, I think it is. Mark Gonpuff. It was his birthday as well yesterday. Happy birthday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Okay, your final messages coming through there, boys and girls. Perry Hazel, you joined us right at the end of the show, Perry. But thanks for saying hello. A very good morning to you. FA says, my dogs are wondering when I'm getting up. They want feeding. High maintenance pets. What, dogs? Yeah, they are. But they do like a bit of love, dogs, don't they? Do like a bit of love. Enjoy your Sunday, boys and girls. Been a pleasure to talk to you this morning. I should be with you tomorrow morning, around about 9:30 time, okay? Enjoy your Sunday. Thanks for watching and listening. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.